The Red Raider football team received national attention this weekend after opening up Big 12 play. Coming up, MCTV's Brogan Stewart will have a look at the reason for all the hype in sports.
A special visitor to campus last week gave students a different perspective on the world well before their time. Find out how a Texas Tech alumna shared over a century of life experience with the current generation next.
And the Tech campus has tons of options for art lovers with various installations all over campus. We'll have the details on current exhibit where you can check out the works of a famous artist who has left his mark on the world.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to this Monday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Paige Sachse.
And I'm Graciella Vasquez. It was another big weekend for the Texas Tech football team, but this time the Red Raiders took down a ranked opponent.
MCTV's Brogan Stewart joins us in studio with a look at this past weekend's huge win. Brogan?
Thanks, Paige and Graciella. The Texas Tech Red Raiders headed north to Stillwater, Oklahoma this weekend and turned a lot of heads as they took down the number 15 team in the nation. The Red Raiders used a balanced offensive attack and some big-time plays on defense to defeat the Cowboys 41-17. The win not only handed the Cowboys their first loss of the season, it also knocked them out of the AP and USA Today top 25 polls. This win is arguably the biggest victory for Cliff Kingsbury since taking over as head coach in 2012. Later on in sports, I'll have a rundown of stats and highlights from Saturday's game, along with a look ahead at this week's Big 12 home opener. Back to you, Graciella.
Thanks, Brogan. In other news, a very special guest made a stop by the Texas Tech campus last week to talk about her more than 100 years of life experience. The Texas Tech Honors College invited 103-year-old Catherine Royalty to the Hornap Residence Hall Lounge last Friday. Royalty is a World War II veteran and she's also a graduate of Texas Tech. Royalty shared stories from her more than a century of life experience with a packed room of students. Royalty talked about her time in the U.S. Navy as well as the 34 years she spent teaching English and journalism in Lubbock area schools. Royalty also had a few memories from her time spent as a student here at Tech.
When I was in Tech, one of our neighbors was on the football team, but he lived at home across the street from us. And one Halloween, we got up the next morning and there was a Model T Ford on the roof of his house. His team would put it up there, but we hadn't heard anything in the night.
How did they get that all the way up there?
I don't know.
Following Friday's event, the Honors College presented Royalty with a special gift basket of books from the college's book club. Royalty said that on average she finishes a book once every couple days. Friday's visit wrapped up with a meet and greet with Royalty for students in attendance.
With the spring semester just over 4 weeks in, many students may not be thinking about their plans for 2019 just yet. But last week, one campus group held an event geared to get students thinking about their academic future. The annual Study Abroad Fair took place Thursday in the Sub Ballroom. Representatives from colleges and departments from all over campus spent the day talking to students about opportunities to do coursework outside the United States. Along with the ability to fulfill requirement for your major, Study Abroad also offers some additional learning opportunities for students.
You can be abroad, you can work on your Spanish, you can work on your Russian, you can work on any other language on top of earning course credit like biology or chemistry or history.
The Study Abroad Fair wrapped up at 3 p.m. on Thursday, but students still have time to get applications in for trips in 2019. Applications for spring for intersession 2019 are due by next Friday, October 5th. Applications for next summer will open next Monday, and the last day to submit is March 18th. Fall and academic applications also open up on Monday, but those applications can be turned in March 18th. For more information on Study Abroad and start an application, visit studyabroad.ttu.edu.
Texas Tech is home to various art galleries and displays that can be found throughout campus, and one display in the library is currently showcasing works by an award-winning artist. Ezio Gribato, A Lifetime in Art, is a current exhibition in the Dean's Gallery space in the library. The display features various works by Gribato along with several books and other memorabilia featuring the artist's creations. Gribato is a painter, sculptor, and graphic artist who has won multiple international awards. His work is featured in permanent museum collections around the world, including the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. If you would like to see the current exhibit in person, just stop by the Dean's Gallery space on the 3rd floor of the library between now and October 31st. Over the weekend, the first day of fall brought mild conditions back to the Lubbock area after storms moved through on Friday.
That's right, Graciella. We also saw the coldest temperature of the fall semester on Sunday morning, with a low of 48 degrees. So will the trend of fall-like weather continue in the week ahead? Let's take a look at the MCTV forecast. We've been seeing clear, sunny skies most of the day on MCTV Tower Cam. Along with the sunshine, temperatures have also been climbing, with highs expected to reach the high 80s before sunset. Overnight, skies will remain clear and temperatures will cool back down into the low 60s. Tomorrow, we'll see almost identical conditions through most of the day, but wind speeds will begin to increase later in the day as a storm front moves into the area. After midnight, we can expect to start seeing rain throughout the Lubbock area, but that will continue to Wednesday afternoon. The rain will keep things cool, and highs on Wednesday are expected to stay in the 50s most of the day. But by sunset, the storm system will finally move out of the area and skies should clear overnight. On Thursday, we'll see a return of warm, sunny conditions with highs near 80 degrees. Looking ahead, mild conditions should close out the week, and we should stay dry into the weekend.
The University Career Center is a great resource for students that are thinking about life after graduation. And tomorrow, the UCC is holding an event that gives students a chance to brush up on their skills while having a little fun. Let's take a look at the MCTV events calendar. The fall edition of the Mocktail Party will be held at the McKinsey Market Alumni Center starting at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. This biannual event gives students the opportunity to learn professional networking skills in an environment similar to the real world. A professional etiquette trainer will be on hand to teach students how to interact in a business situation while enjoying hors d'oeuvres. Tomorrow's Mocktail Party is free for all students, but registration is required. Visit thecareercenter.ttu.edu for more information.
Once you've practiced your networking skills, put them to use at the All Majors Job Fair. The All Majors Job Fair will be held on Wednesdays from noon to 4 p.m. in the Sub Ballroom. The fair will feature prospective employers who are looking for students interested in current and upcoming job opportunities. Attendees are encouraged to bring a resume and dress professionally. Wednesday's fair is open to all students, and for more information on the fair, along with a list of companies who will be in attendance, visit careercenter.ttu.edu.
And if you've ever thought about spending a weekend exploring the underground wonders of nature, TTU Rec Sports has an option for you. An intro to caving trip is currently being planned for the weekend of October 5th through the 7th. The trip will take students to Carlsbad, New Mexico to explore portions of Carlsbad Caverns National Park. During the trip, attendees will learn to use caving equipment and techniques, as well as the importance of the environmental ethics. Experience is not required for the trip, but there is a fee of $85 due at sign-up. To sign up for the October trip, visit register.recsports.ttu.edu. If you were around campus this weekend, you probably saw a ton of visitors making their way to several big sporting events.
That's right, Graciella. The Big 12 conference seasons have begun for Tech Athletics, and MCTV's Brogan Stewart has a look at how each sport fared this weekend. Brogan?
Thanks, Paige and Graciella. This weekend was a massive one for any and all Texas Tech teams. The first major point of the weekend was a Big 12 opener for the 22nd ranked Red Raider soccer team against West Virginia at the John Walker Soccer Complex. Sadly, however, after two quick goals for the Mountaineers at the beginning of the second period, the Red Raiders would fall 2-0. The team wouldn't have to wait too long before hitting the pitch again when they played Iowa State, also at home. This time the Red Raiders were the ones putting up big-time points with the help of Allie Griffin, Jane Lydiat, and Charlotte Teeter, all kicking the ball into the net, giving the win in a 3-0 final. The record now for the team is 9-2-0 and 1-1 in conference. The team will next take a road trip up to Norman, Oklahoma to face the Sooners on Friday at 7 o'clock. Heading into the United Supermarkets Arena, the Texas Tech volleyball team also took on the Mountaineers and put their 6-game winning streak on the line. The team went on to win the first set 25-16, but dropped the second set. This would not shake the team, as they would finish strong and take the next 2 sets and win the match. This win improves the team's record to 13-3 with a 2-0 conference record, which is the first time the program has had a 2-0 record since 2000. The next time to see the Red Raiders in action will be on Friday at the USA at 6, where they will match up against the Cyclones of Iowa State. Finally, the Texas Tech football team was able to break a 10-year-old losing streak and do something that has not been done since Cliff was the quarterback. I am, of course, referring to the fact that the team went into Stillwater, Oklahoma, and upset the number 15 ranked Cowboys, who had defeated the Red Raiders 9 straight times. One major story during this game was Alan Bowman and how unshaken he was in a hostile environment, in which he threw for 397 yards, 2 touchdowns, and finished with a completion rate of 76.1%. On the other side of the ball, Tech's defense seemed to have started slow, but would catch fire in the second quarter and would not allow the Cowboys to score another point after the 10-minute and 40-second mark, while also forcing a muffed punt recovery and an interception by Adrian Fry. This major win is the first time in 17 years that Tech has gone to Oklahoma State and won. Even more noticeable was that the last quarterback to win in Stillwater was Cliff Kingsbury, who would move on to become the head coach of this team. With this win, Texas Tech was also able to jump into the number 25 spot in the nation while dropping OSU out of the top 25. Texas Tech hopes to use this momentum in their next major game against West Virginia, who will be hiking into Lubbock this weekend. You can catch the game at 11 o'clock on ESPN2 or walk down to the Jones and cheer on the Red Raiders in what should be a rocking environment. Speaking of great Texas Tech quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes continues to light up the scoreboard and fill the stat sheet with the Chiefs, as he would lead them to a 38-27 victory against the San Francisco 49ers. However, what is more impressive is that Mahomes would throw 3 more touchdown passes to total 13 through the first 3 weeks, which breaks the record for most TDs in the first 3 weeks of the season, and is on pace for a total of 84 touchdowns by the end of the season. With that in mind, I guess it's safe to say what Tech fans knew all along: Patrick Mahomes is good at football. That's all for sports. Back to you, Graciella and Paige.
Thanks, Brogan. So, Graciella, are you planning to cheer on the Red Raiders this weekend?
I will be in attendance. Will you?
Yeah, we should go together.
Let's go.
That'll be fun.
That's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thanks so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you on Thursday.